Have you ever noticed something interesting about having anxiety? Sometimes the hardest part isn't what happens about anxiety. Sometimes I think the hardest part is waiting to find out what happens. Now, I challenge you, let's think about that for a moment. Let's say that maybe you waited for a phone call. Maybe you waited for someone to reply to your message. Maybe you waited for a medical result. Maybe you waited for some decision that were important to your life. No. And during that waiting period, your mind starts doing something very interesting. It starts creating possibilities. It raises a lot of questions. What if something is wrong? What if I made a mistake? What if something bad is about to happen? Do you ever ask yourself the question or no? And you know what the strange thing is? Um, Nothing has actually happened yet. But your body can already feel the threat anyway. No, your heart here may beat faster, and your thoughts here become louder. You find yourself checking again and again. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever wondered um, why I might do that? Can anyone tell me in the chat? whether uncertainty feels so uncomfortable. If you have experienced it, you're definitely not alone. And I think it is something many people deal with, but they don't always talk about it. Sometimes we think, so what do we think? We think, why am I wrong so much? Why can't I just relax like anyone else? And, well, in my mind, keep going to the worst possibility. But when we understand how the brain works, maybe we start seeing something different. Maybe you didn't know that maybe your brain isn't trying to make you miserable. Maybe your brain is actually trying to protect you from danger. One thing I found really interesting about the brain is that it doesn't like surprises very much. Surprises don't work for your brain. Now, let's think about your normal day. You wake up and you already have a general idea of what your day will look like, right? You know where you will go. You know who you might see. You know what usually happens. Your brain like that. It's not because your brain is boring, but because predictability is safe. So that's why your brain likes that idea. You know? But now, imagine something changing. You create a message that says, maybe a message that someone sent to you and said, can we talk later? That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. Just those words. And nothing else. Most people just don't immediately think. Oh, maybe they just want to talk about something normal. Right? That's what probably a lot of people think. A lot of time, the mind starts searching. Did I do something wrong? Are they upset with me? Is something bad about to happen? And what's interesting is the brain is trying to fill in information that it doesn't have. Is that a good thing or no? Anyone? Let me know in the chat. What do you think? Have you ever noticed that? You have only a small piece of information, but your mind creates the entire story. Now I think many of us are doing this without even realizing it. Our brain sits in empty space and it tries to fill that empty space with a prediction. And the interesting part is that the brain doesn't always choose. It doesn't choose the most realistic prediction. Sometimes it chooses the safest prediction. And from a survival perspective, that makes sense. Is that right? Does anyone agree with me so far? Which I did. What is the sticker for? No. If a human lived thousands of years ago and heard a strange sound in the forest, the person who paid attention and prepared had a better chance of surviving, right? The brain learned. Pay attention to what might go wrong. The problem is um, modern days life is very different from the old age. I mean, from the time when with the time that our ancestors lived, the same system that helped us survive can sometimes make us suffer. So now the question becomes, if uncertainty makes our brain uncomfortable, whether sometimes it becomes so much stronger in people who have experienced stress or difficult situations. Now, this is the part where I think many people misunderstand themselves. So, why they misunderstand themselves? They look at the reaction and think, why am I like this? Why do I always expect something bad? Why can't I just be positive like anyone else? But sometimes the brain isn't being negative. Sometimes the brain is remembering. Now, um, Chương Cát, xin chào. Hello. Um, Imagine someone who grew up in a situation where things change suddenly. Maybe mood change suddenly. Um, Maybe people were unpredictable. Maybe they learned that they have to pay attention to small sights around them. Over time, the brain learns. So what does it learn? It learned that being prepared keeps me safe. So later in life, even when things are calm, that same system may still be working. You may notice uh, someone's tone change it slightly. Hello, Tiểu Phạm, how are you? We're talking about mental health and how to deal with mental health here. Anyone? Um, a person seems quieter than usual. Um, a plan changing. And then your brain immediately starts looking for a reason why the plan changing. Hello, Igor, welcome in. We're talking about mental health symptom here. Have you ever caught yourself noticing tiny changes? Yeah, I think I remember you. Welcome in. Tiny changes that other people don't even seem to notice. I think a lot of people who experience this are very observant people. The same thing that makes someone sensitive to changing can also become exhausting when the brain never turns that ability out. So I think did they remember, did they important to know, And the goal here isn't to hate the part of yourself. Because the part of yourself, the part of you probably developed a reason, right? The goal is learning when that protection is needed, and when your brain is simply remembering an old danger. And it brings us to something many people experience. Whether anxieties, sometimes grief, the worst possible scenario before anything has even happened to you. What do you think about it? Anyone? Let me know in the chat. Um, do your mind ever do that to you? Or no? No. Okay. I'll be back in a moment. Okay. And let me continue. Where was I? Let's say you have a situation, but you don't know the answer yet. And your mind start writing a story. For example, let's say that you send a message and don't get a reply. Then you might say, Maybe they're busy. And then another thought appears. Maybe they're upset. Then another, maybe I said something wrong. Notice something. Have you ever noticed it? Whatever happens in your mind, the first thought is usually neutral. But the brain keeps searching. It keeps asking. What else could it mean? And before long, you're reacting emotionally to something that has happened. Is that a little premature thing? Now let me ask you the question here. Somebody help me to answer the question, if you can. Let me think. Have you ever spent hours worrying about something, and later you realize the thing you feared never happened? Anyone can help me answer that question? If that situation has ever happened to you, then you're not alone. You know that the brain thinks prepare for every possibility will protect you. But sometimes, instead of preparing you, it traps you inside possibilities. So now, the question is, so how do we start changing it? Not by fighting our thoughts, not by telling ourselves, just stop worrying. because most people have probably already tried that. So now there's another way to approach it. Now, I think one of the hardest things about anxiety is that the feeling is real. When your body feels tense, when your thoughts are racing, when you feel like some bad might happen, that experience is real. But the difficult part is that the feeling of danger and actual danger are not always the same thing, right? They're two different things. So now let's think about watching like scary movies. You know that your body reacts, right? Like maybe your heart beats faster, your muscle tense like this, and your heart rate, right? You might even feel scared. But you're actually in safety in your home. Maybe your brain is responding to message that says, pay attention. Something important is happening. You know that the same thing can happen with thoughts. Sometimes the brain creates an alarm because it recognizes something familiar. Don't you think so? Maybe there's a situation that reminds you of something difficult from the past. Maybe uncertainty reminds you of time when things really did go wrong. So your brain says, I've seen it before. I need to protect myself. Now, let me ask you this question. Have you ever had a reaction that are bigger than the situation itself? Maybe you looked back later and thought, but did that affect me so strongly? You know that many people judge themselves for this. So what do they do? They say, I should be over this. I should be stronger. But you know that the nervous system doesn't work by logic alone. It only works through experience, and it remembers patterns. And this is why understanding yourself matters, right? Because when you understand where a reaction comes from, you can respond differently, right? Instead of asking, why am I like this? And you can start asking, what is my brain trying to protect me from right now? I mean, what is my brain trying to protect me from whatever happened right now? And once we understand that our brain is trying to protect us, the next question becomes, how do we teach our brain that we're safe, even when life still has uncertainty? What about spend a lot of energy trying to remove uncertainty? Is that right? We want answer. We want guarantees. We want to know exactly what will happen. And honestly, that makes sense. Nobody enjoys not knowing anything, right? But sometimes the way we try to create certainty actually create more stress. Now, for example, we checking the phone over and over. Maybe we're searching for the same answer over and over. Uh, Maybe replaying the conversation. Um, Asking someone for assurance many times. No. Um, these behaviors are not because someone is weak. They are attempts to feel safe. But now the problem is that the brain can only learn I can only feel okay when I remove uncertainty. And that makes uncertainty even bigger. Have you ever noticed yourself doing something repeatedly because you were trying to feel certain? Say, for example, checking something, researching something, looking for reassurance. You know, a different approach is learning. I don't know what will happen, but I can handle this moment. That is a different message for the brain or the nervous system. Now, say for example, you send a message and someone doesn't respond immediately. An old pattern might say it. I need to figure out why. The new response might be I noticed my mind is creating a story right now. The only fact that I have is that they haven't replied to me yet. And I think it leads us to the most important part of this conversation. The goal here is not to create a life where nothing uncertain happens. The goal here is to be judged in yourself. Maybe one of the biggest misunderstandings about healing is that people think they need to stop feeling uncomfortable. Maybe they think when I finally stop worrying, then I'll be okay. But maybe the path is actually different. Maybe healing is learning. I can feel anxious and to make a decision, right? I can feel uncertain and to move forward. I can have a difficult thought and not follow that thought anywhere. Today, we talked about something very human. That is, um, the brain wants predictions. I want to know what happens next. I want to protect us. And sometimes that protection becomes exhausting. So, if you've been wondering okay, I just relax. But do I always expect something bad? whether my mind keep repairing for problems. Maybe the answer is not that something is wrong with you. Maybe your brain has simply been trying very hard to protect you. So now, I'd love to hear from you. What part of today's conversation felt most familiar to you? Was it the overthinking, the waiting, the need for certainty, a feeling like your mind is always preparing for something? So now, uh, I want to thank you, everyone here, for spending this time with me. Here today and watching my channel, Karma Collective. I hope that today's conversation helped you to understand yourself a little differently. Not as someone who's broken, but as someone um, whose might have been trying to protect them. And next time, we can continue this conversation by looking at why the brain remembers painful experiences more strongly than positive ones. And why one negative moment can sometimes stay with us for years. Isn't that strange? Um, so that's all I have for tonight. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you everyone for watching my live, and hope you enjoy your day or your night wherever you're at. Thank you again. I hope to see you again tomorrow if I go when I go live.